hello, and welcome to our first of our regular Wednesday afternoon live streams. It is 1:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we are beginning this live stream, and this is when we will begin all Wednesdays moving forward. If we need to do a date or a time change, I will let everybody know ahead of time. Looking forward to seeing who's going to hop on today. I also want people to let me know in the comments below, anybody catching the replay who's not able to catch the live stream, if this is a decent time for you, or if you would like to perhaps explore some other times when more people would be able to join. I know we have a pretty decent contingent of people who are around in the afternoons. That looks like, from my channel metrics, that's when most people are actually on here and watching videos. So let me know if this is a good time for you. Anybody who's not catching these live but who wants to catch lives, we can alternate on different weeks for different days and times as well, if it's going to make it easier for people to be able to join these live streams. I'm so excited to be with you all today. I have some exciting announcements as well. I'm going to wait until a few more people hop on. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about just this beautiful, beautiful winter solstice, this Capricorn solstice that we are moving towards, that 12/21. We're in that 12/12/12/21 gateway of energy right now. I'm definitely feeling it. Let me know if you guys are feeling it, how you are feeling with these energies. I'm going to let you all know I have like a little bit of a headache going on right now. There's just so much energy coming in, and I haven't been sleeping well. I don't know how you guys have been doing, but even when I try to sleep, I'm not sleeping great. And that's not totally unusual for me, but it definitely seems a little bit more intense lately as far as that goes. And but part of it too is there's just like this excitement when I wake up, and I love when I get into these phases where it's like I can just feel the energies picking up and shifting. I can feel and sense this higher timeline that we're all on, and it's just got me so motivated and so excited that it's almost like I just want to like jump out of bed and get started every day. Even though anybody who knows me personally knows I am a bit of a slow starter, so get started is essentially, it takes me a while to come to and kind of get my bearings, but like I'm excited to begin engaging in that process and to see what the day is going to reveal, what's going to happen, just being present in all of this. So definitely let me know how you guys are feeling about all of that. I see we have some people. What did I just do? There we go. You guys know me and my technical prowess here. I see Amber, of course, beautiful Annika. There's Shad. Welcome, Shad. We've got Dee on here. We've got Tommy on here. Celeste, beautiful. Hello, everyone. Wild Rama. I'm feeling like I cannot be a person anymore. This is an interesting comment I'm feeling, not in a depressing way, but I cannot pretend that the 3D matters anymore kind of way, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's the more that you start to see through the illusion, the harder it is to operate within that illusion. And you know, the funny part of it is, like, none of us here are meant to, right? We're meant to be the ones who recognize that those higher possibilities and begin living in alignment with that, living in alignment with our hearts primarily, and creating from that place of our hearts, and really showing people, like, I think 2025, the next 3 to 5 years, honestly, beginning with 2025, I really feel like those of us who are aligned with our highest timelines and who are actively engaged in this process, we're going to start manifesting and creating on a level that is going to, I feel like that in and of itself is going to start waking people up, because they're going to be like, how is this person doing this? Like, how did they go from where they were a few months ago to where they are now? Like, how is that possible? And that's possible because we are shifting timelines so rapidly by just simply aligning our vibration. I've been sharing a lot about how I've been learning how to work in the Akashic records on the quantum field and use my toroidal sphere, or my torus, they call it, which is this energy that emanates from the heart chakra, and it sort of moves up and around and then comes back in through the root. And it's this huge energetic system. This is like the the most massive part. This is the entirety of our energetic system. It holds all of our blueprint, our soul's blueprints. It holds all of our lifetimes, all of our everything that we've accumulated, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the experiences within it. And when we start working with this energy, it's really incredible what we can achieve from that. So I'm really excited to begin sharing that with everyone as I continue this process. I went into the Akashic records for the first time yesterday and started exploring around and unwinding some stuff, and it was really fun and interesting. So yeah, it's finding those things that are calling to you right now, the ways that you're being called to work with your own energy. And I just started recording. I'm going to be doing 2025 sneak peeks for all the zodiac signs, looking into what's coming in the for the next year or so, and I'm really excited about those. There was something that came through in the last one that I did. Sagittarius won't be upset. Everybody else, I know there are people who've been looking for their zodiac signs because I've been doing the timeless zodiac readings. For some reason, I felt really called to start with Sagittarius again. It's just their energy was calling to me. And I realized it is Sagittarius season, and my Sagittariuses are just having their solar return. So I think that was part of why I felt called to start there. But then I am going to pick up sort of where I've left off with some of the signs so people don't feel like they're just getting skipped over, and eventually work back to people that I've recently done readings for and get all the signs done. It'll probably go into January, but we're reading for the whole year. So it'll be fine. But there was something that came through with there about developing your own ways of working with your energy, downloading from your higher self the ways that you are uniquely called to work with your own energy. And I think a lot of us are going to be doing that. We're going to be continuing to download these soul gifts and abilities, these memories, and we're just naturally going to begin expressing those and using those gifts to work through our own energies, our own karma, to begin lifting our own vibration, and then finding the ways that we can utilize this to assist other people with this as well. Because like we said, we are the way showers. We are the ones guiding the way forward here. And more people are going to become more and more interested in how can I do this, right? As they begin to awaken to realize that they too have been up until now living within this 3D matrix, and they're ready to exit it as well. And so it is kind of, I will say, wild drama. It's like for quite a while now, many of us have been in this energy where we felt like we've had a foot in both worlds. We're not fully immersed in the 5D, but we're not really aligned with the 3D anymore. But we still have some parts of that, right? Like we have a jobs for many of us that, I mean, we don't technically have to do anything, but like the bills need to get paid one way or another. That is a reality. You know what I mean? So there's like ways that we've been stuck in these old energies, or not stuck, but like still needing to incorporate some of that as we're also moving forward. And we're essentially just working on our vibration, because that's all it is. As our vibration, we talked about that toroidal sphere. So that energy, the frequency from our heart emits throughout that entire toroidal sphere, and it interacts with the other people's toroidal spheres, with the toroidal sphere of the planet, of the universe, and it draws in all the experiences and all of the people that are in alignment with that frequency. So as we continue to shift that frequency, it shifts literally everything. So that is honestly all we have to do. Just keep doing the internal work, keep raising our frequency, and keep taking the inspired actions. And speaking of inspired actions, that is, and by the way, oh, hello, Tara. I see you hopped on. Mind your own tarot. Good vibes. Yes, welcome, Joshua. Welcome. Thank you, Joshua. That brings me to my announcement. And so, as many of you know, I've been wanting to create like an off YouTube membership. That's something that I've been working towards and exploring. Spirit did guide me in the meantime that sort of the stepping stone to that is actually just creating a membership on here. And we had talked about this when it came to, we had a little while with the live chat where it was getting kind of crazy. I've been really setting those strong intentions to really only have this, like, people be brought into this that are in alignment with this tribe and with this frequency, and sort of releasing the AI interference. But we had talked about possibly doing a members only live chat if those issues were continuing to pop up. And the last live stream was awesome. So far this one is, so we may not need to do that, but I did still create a membership, and there are different perks for the different levels. So if you guys would like to join that, and hello, Madam Chakra, our other beautiful mod is in the chat now as well. So welcome, Madam Chakra. So there's going to be different levels. The first level is it's like $2.99, and you get like the badges, you get the special emojis. You're also going to get sneak peeks. Like when the videos post, I don't release them right away. And so you'll be able to watch them before everyone else gets a chance to watch them. So that's going to be some of the fun stuff for that. Where when we get into the second level of the membership, that's going to be where I'm going to post shorts just for members, just little energy check-ins or little readings and stuff like that, and some fun stuff. We're also going to have members only live streams, but what that means is we're going to extend the live streams. So for the middle membership level, at the end of the live streams, we're going to go for an extra, say 15-20 minutes, however long we're called to go. At the end of the live stream. So that's going to be a really fun thing as well. And then on the third level, there's also going to be members only videos that I'm going to post. And we're going to do a once a month members only live chat where the whole live stream is just for the members. So if you guys want to get in on any of that action, Annika has posted the links to join in the chat. It is, of course, the Cosmic Rebel Tribe. And we're going to be building from there. And eventually we're going to sort of move over to a completely private, off YouTube, you know what I mean, completely censorship free, different type of membership experience. But the way, and I think this is a really good message for everyone, is what why Spirit wanted me to do this, because it's like, I think maybe some of you will be able to relate to this with like things that you, hello, Jules, welcome, beautiful. And that's like, I had a vision of this grand thing that I wanted to create, but like it was, I wasn't doing anything because I was like, this is what it has to be. This is what I want. And, Spirit's saying there are like in between while you're doing that, why don't you do this? Right? Like it doesn't have to, the ultimate goal doesn't have to be where you start. You can start smaller than that and build up. And that's what Spirit's been showing me. So I think that message is going to be relevant for a lot of people on here who have big dreams and big goals and things that you want to do. It's like you can gradually move into that energy. And, I'll share with you guys, because I'm completely transparent about everything with you all, is, Spirit also showed me that this is going to help me get into the energy and the alignment that I need to be to eventually do what I want my ultimate goal of what I want this to be for all of us. It's like, well, my ultimate goal is actually a physical community, but like steps, right? There are steps to this. So it's going to help me with my consistency. It's going to help me with my showing up. It's going to help me like put me in the vibration and the energy. And so that's really kind of one of the core things that we're all working with in our own ways right now. It's like, how can I start showing up consistently in the energy of whatever it is that I'm wanting to create and the timeline that I'm wanting to align with and the version of me that I'm wanting to be? And so it's all about just doing the things that person does, getting in alignment with that energy. And when we do that, as well as, all the energetic clearing and the energy work and the raising our vibration and frequency, that's all we have to do. Everything else is going to just naturally, it's like, I think we complicate manifesting and we complicate all of these everything, right? So much more than it needs to be. And it can all start with these little steps forward. You guys, I love you so much. I'm going to have to go turn down my heat because I think I had to do this last time too. I crank the heat up in my office so it can get nice and warm before these live streams because I get so cold. And then I'm literally roasting while I'm doing this. So I'm going to go turn that down. I'll be back in just 1 second. All right, there we go. That's a little bit better, or it will be in a minute. I also, when I start channeling and we start tapping into the energies, I start getting hot too. Your transition went almost flawless. I don't really care how much it is. And hello, by the way, Jose. Happy to see you here. Oh, there you giving yourself a haircut. There we go. All right. So we've got so much going on. I can just, you can manifest anything you want, Jose. It's all about becoming the frequency of what you want to attract. The most powerful way that we manifest love is by loving ourselves. when we love ourselves deeply and completely. And honestly, when we no longer care whether we have like outer validation of that, that's when love really shows up for us in a way that's really powerful. So it's all about becoming that frequency and embodying what it is that we are seeking to find in another within ourselves. Because remember, everything is a projection or a reflection of our internal world. So wherever we're at with our own self-love is what we're going to attract as a reflection within a partner. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, self-love it's a journey. You know, it really truly is. And a big part of that journey is, so when I reference, you know, my early recovery a lot in here. For those who don't know, I am in recovery. I was a heroin addict, among many other things, for many years of my life. And one of the things that helped me with self-love in the beginning was simply behaving in a way that allowed me to respect myself, behaving in a way that was self-loving, that built self-esteem. And eventually over time, because of those actions, those loving actions that I was taking toward myself, I began to experience another level of self-love. On here, we also talk about radical self-acceptance, right? Which is when we love ourselves radically and completely. And we say radical because love is so often conditional. And so the first place that we look for unconditional love is within ourselves, accepting that we are these beautiful spiritual beings, but we are having this human experience. We have an ego. The ego is a human thing. The ego is the density that we take on in order to be able to exist in this third dimension. All right. And there's a whole lot that comes with that ego. And there's a whole, like, none of us are perfect. We're here having this journey back to our hearts, back to ourselves. But it is a process, and we're going to make all kinds of mistakes along the way. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. And so it's loving and appreciating ourselves, flaws and all, and allowing those flaws to make us more lovable. One of the analogies that I was given some time ago was to imagine, like, think of when you meet a partner, right? When you meet somebody that you're really like head over heels for, you have like that puppy love or whatever going on, that infatuation almost. And it's like, even though they have like qualities that might be obnoxious or like certain flaws, it's almost like in the beginning that almost makes you love them more. It's like everything about them, you're just like, oh, that's, you know, you just think they're fantastic. Right? Because you have those rose-colored glasses on. But we can use that and apply that energy to ourselves and try to look at ourselves the same way. And so it's just kind of like a fun sort of way to do that. And it's also releasing the conditions placed upon love, right? We talked about unconditional love and how we unconditionally love ourselves. So it's like a lot of us are trained to even look at ourselves and say, I'll love you if, I'll love you when. I'll love you when you are more successful. I'll love you when you work out 5 times a week. I'll love you when you complete this degree. I'll love you when you do this. I'll love you if you do this. So it's like beginning to erase those conditions that we place upon the love that we give ourselves. And it's a process, and it takes training. And honestly, like, I offer one-on-one coaching. If that's something you're interested in, please email me. My email's in the description box below, and my website. I would love to, like, this is stuff that I help, that I work with people on. I also do individual healing sessions, readings. I do really powerful quantum healing, past life regression sessions. There's a whole lot that we can do to begin working through this energy. It's not something that we can give a simple answer to in a live stream, because it's different for everyone. It's universally similar, but it's also very different because we all have our own unique belief systems that are perhaps blocking us from what it is that we're desiring to receive. We have our own traumas from this life, from past lives, our own experiences. All of these things factor in and make that journey a little bit different for everyone. But one of the most profound things that Spirit said to me once was, self-love is as simple as choosing it. I choose to love myself, period. I don't need a story that explains why I'm lovable, right? Because that's where we all get into trouble. That's that I love you if, I love you when. It's that story about why I'm a good person, that story about why I'm deserving of love. And we try to convince ourselves. It's like, drop the convincing. You're lovable simply because you exist, period. I choose to love myself, and then every day take the actions that exemplify that. whether that's getting up, taking a shower, like all the little things, taking a salt bath, booking a healing session, reading a book about self-improvement, self-mastery, whatever it is, doing those things that show that love. And hello, Carrie, by the way. I love you so much. I'm so happy to see you with us in escalation as well. I think that, like, hello, Plune, by the way, as well. Hello, Lakshay. Hello. Yeah, we got a good contingent on here. Hello, Jason. And so that was, what was that question? Do I think I'm a good person? I don't like the term good person, right? Because what is a good person? Good and bad are just labels that we place upon ourselves. And while I don't believe that there's no such thing as good and evil, like in this dimension there is, because we live in an energy of duality. We are, of course, in a process of ascending out of that duality, but it's a process. And honestly, I don't even know if in the 5D we're out of duality. I think it's much higher dimension than that when we release that energy of duality completely. But just look at some of the things that go on in the world with the child trafficking, with different things like that. Clearly there is evil in the world. But when it comes to like a good and a bad person, it's like it's not that black and white. And that understanding is part of what helps us to begin moving out of duality. You know what I mean? Like good people do bad things and bad people do good things, right? It's all a mix. At the end of the day, what really is, and most of us on here, I think, like we are in this process of striving towards becoming a little bit better today than we were yesterday, of living from our hearts, from living in love and making choices out of love. And if I make the best choice that I can make at any given time, and I make that consistent conscious effort to be choosing and acting out of love, that's all I really need to do. And I don't need to worry about good person, bad person. I am simply a person. I am simply a spiritual being having a human experience, which is littered with good and bad. It's littered with those mistakes that we talked about. And it's like, can I love myself even when I make a mistake, instead of judging myself and labeling myself as bad? That is, I think, what's the most important. The goal here is spiritual growth and evolution. The goal is healing ourselves, understanding ourselves better, and being the light within the world, within this darkness, both for ourselves and ultimately through others by the raising of our vibration and our frequency. And on this channel, we understand that journey more through examining astrology, through working with the tarot, channeling, and simply connecting within our energy and within this journey. And my name is Kassia. This channel was Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. We just changed the name to Dark Side of the Moon Tarot and Astrology, going through a little bit of a rebirthing process here. And that's what we're all doing all the time. So we'll continue along this vein for a moment. So Jesus, I absolutely love Master Jesus. And I'm gonna address this before we move forward. We have to be really careful because people get really weird with these comments sometimes, and so that's why we don't want to get dragged into any. It's a weird energy, right? So I call Jesus Yeshua. Yeshua is an ascended master, which means he incarnated upon this earth. He learned his lessons. He graduated, so to speak. He ascended to another level of consciousness. He came back to walk the earth as an ascended master in order to teach and bring that energy of Christ consciousness to this planet. And that is the energy that we are evolving back into, is that energy of Christ consciousness. As we remember that Christ consciousness and we ignite that spark within us, Yeshua returns in each and every single one of us. Right? So I work with Yeshua. I love him dearly. I don't call him Jesus because I think that that ties into all of the mind control and all of the dark agendas of what Christianity turned into. That's not to say that I don't love Christians. I love all people. But I think that all major religions have been twisted in order to control. And we're in a process of rising back out of that. And we're in a process of understanding this journey in a much broader lens, right? Understanding ourselves as these beautiful intergalactic beings, of which Yeshua also is. And so, yeah, he's beautiful. And you're all beautiful. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. You felt him in your meditation this morning. You called him, that's what you call him, Yeshua. Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful name, right? Like you can just feel the vibration and the energy of that. It has a much different, like when you say Yeshua, it has a much different vibration than Jesus. You know what I mean? Not that I don't think he really cares if people call him Jesus. He doesn't really care what people call him, but ultimately what he desires for each and every single one of us is for us to connect with that energy of Christ consciousness, which recognizes every person as an emanation of the one energy, every person as equal, every person as beautiful, every person as a child of what you could call God, right? All connected, working together to come back to that place of unification, of oneness, of love for each other, and for love and respect for all of creation. Yeah. I am eating some raspberries, you guys. I brought them in because I really wanted to snack. I'm trying to do healthier snacks. And with all these DNA activations and everything that we are receiving right now, we really want to be trying to eat for our bodies, to support our bodies, stay as hydrated as possible. The solar flares are continuing. They're just going to get more and more intense. This is not going to lessen. Eventually, they're leading up to what some people refer to as the Great Solar Flash, which is that tipping point of energy when we transition fully into our light bodies, right? And so eat things that are good for you, eat things that nourish your body, that provide them antioxidants, that provide them with all the nutrients and minerals that we need. I've started using Celtic sea salt under my tongue when I drink water because it helps your cells to absorb the water better. So it's like learning these little things as well, because we are in physical bodies right now and we do need to take care of our physical bodies. The only thing with raspberries though is that like they go bad so quick. I was already picking out ones that had mold and I bought these yesterday. So like you got to really eat them as soon as you get them, but they're so good. Oh, Jessica, I believe I am connecting with the Jessica that I'm thinking of right now. And if I am, I just want to say I saw you did something on Facebook. It was working with the Kundalini energy and the serpent energies. And that was really powerful. I watched that the other day. I thought that was incredible. So I just wanted to give you a shout out for that. That was really beautiful. Yeah, Madam Chakra says he said he would be known by many names, right? As we all are, really. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. That's right, Dee. Annika's on it. Madam Chakra too. I know Madam Chakra said she was having fun weeding out all the weird comments last time. So I appreciate you guys so much. Just maintaining the beauty and the integrity of this live stream. You guys are effing amazing. So yeah, if anyone does join the membership, I don't know if it's going to tell me or not. I would give a shout out if I did, but I don't really know, but we'll see as we go along here. But I'm really excited to delve into that, to anyone who's called to join in that. And of course, we also have the Patreon group, and we do bi-weekly live calls on there where we do some type of group guided meditation. I think I saw Michael hop in here too, so I want to say hello. I think I missed you. So that's another option and another way to connect here. It's your new favorite thing. And hello, Psyduck, by the way. So yeah, let's just look at this and what we've got going on here. So we're moving toward the winter solstice, the 12/21, which is one of the pinnacles of this energy, right? The 12/12, and then as this is a whole gateway of energy, and what's happening, we've talked about this in multiple videos. So this is going to be boring for those of you who know, right? But yeah, okay, so that was the right Jessica. Yeah, you guys check her out. I don't know if you have any other social media, Jessica. I know that she posts some really good stuff on Facebook, though, some of the like Facebook lives and stuff like that. She is incredibly, amazingly talented with the singing bowls, and she's such a talented musician, voice of a friggin' angel, just amazing, amazing, amazing woman. So yeah, we're in this process, and this happens, it doesn't just happen during the 12/21 gateway. It happened, like we had a big bifurcation point during the 8/8 portal, the Lion's Gate this year. We have it during eclipses sometimes, some of the really powerful full moons. and new moons. And we're going to talk about the black moon in just a second. I'm getting ready. I'm going to be doing that video in a couple days. That energy is fucking nuts, you guys. A new moon on December 30th, the second new moon of the month, basically a manifestation portal. Like, I don't even know what the word, catapulting us into 2025 and beyond. It is incredible. We have Chiron stationing direct on the day of that black moon. I mean, it's just, the energies are wild. I'm so excited to, I think I'm going to have to pull some cards for that video to dig deeper into those energies, because it's going to be so huge. So we have that. So we have these points, such as those where the earth is bifurcating, but the 12-12-21 gateway is a huge point of this. And essentially you can think about it like we have the third dimension, we have the fifth dimension, and you can imagine these as two different dimensions or versions of earth. And they're connected in the middle, but with the fourth dimension. And so as the earth goes through these bifurcation periods, she's essentially splitting further and further apart. And you can almost think it like giving birth, like when the cervix is dilating and you're getting ready to be able to release that baby into the world. That's kind of what the earth is doing right now. And so we're actually going from this, we're moving through the fifth dimension. We're actually birthing out into the sixth, because the fifth dimension is where we were during the times of Atlantis. That's the energy. Like we were getting ready to move. We're meant to be within the sixth dimension. And then we fell to the third instead because of the inverted choices that were made at that time. And we're essentially replaying that cycle right now in this next ascension gateway and energy. And we're getting an opportunity to do things differently, to make wiser choices, to align with our hearts instead of aligning with those lower energies of greed and that desire for power, in more of an ego-centered way. And we're seeing that play out right now, that energy. We talked about this in the Mars retrograde video, I think, this dance between Mars and Pluto, and also in the Pluto and Aquarius video. As Pluto is opposite Mars, and it's like that battle, if you will, in a sense, between the human ego and the higher will's desire. So like the human will and the higher will. And we're having a synchronization and a harmonization of those energies right now. And it's so beautiful. That was something that I learned kind of earlier in my recovery journey too. I began to notice when it was that like my human will started aligning more and more with what I perceived as my higher will. And it was really beautiful when those things aligned, because it was like you come to that point where you want what your higher self wants. Right? And sometimes for me, even if I don't, I still go with what I know my higher self wants, because I know that my higher self sees way more than I do and understands way more than I could possibly understand. So yeah, that's what we have going on right now. Of course, the winter solstice is the kickoff of Capricorn season. So we're going to have the solar returns for all of our beautiful Capricorns on here. We're going to be within those darker energies, but we're beginning. And somebody actually, Jessica, you probably know the answer to this, because this is when we have an even point of day and night, right? During the solstices, that's when day and night are even, or is that the equinoxes? Somebody let me know which is which, because remember, I'm human just like everyone else. I don't always remember all the answers here, but there's a beautiful balancing energy that we are experiencing either way. It's the equinox where it's equal. So now we're moving into, are we moving towards more darkness or more light? Solstice is longer night than day. Okay. So we're the shortest day of the year. So yeah, so we're moving more into the darker energies, moving more into the shadow energies. And that is what then brings the light. I love this. I feel like this is like there's some sort of metaphor going on here, as we see in the chat. Some people saying more light, some people saying more darkness. So we're saying more light post solstice, more darkness during, maybe. But see, the two are so intertwined, right? The more we dive into our darkness, the more we extract our light. The more we shine in our light, the more we then feel called to delve back into our darkness. So let's see. What do we want to do here? we're going to get a read on some energies here and just see what guidance Spirit has for us, or what Spirit wants us to know as we're moving into this winter solstice here. Clear. What if I die today? Then I guess it was my time. I guess my mission has been accomplished, right? I wholeheartedly believe that I will be present on this planet exactly as long as I am meant to. Right? We all know that. Or if we don't know that, we can begin to explore that idea. And this is not all there is, right? This is, some people call this the illusion, but it's very real when we're present in it, right? In some ways, since everything is consciousness, we could almost see everything as an illusion. We're heading into 3 days of darkness. That sounds right, right? The 3 days of darkness and then the light. Okay, so I like that. I like that. I mean, anything is possible, Plume. All right, what does Spirit want us to know about this equinox and these upcoming energies here? All right, so we have the moon, shadowed illusion. So this is dreams. This is the unconscious, the subconscious. And then we have the Nine of Swords. And in this deck, it's reliving past trauma. So there's definitely going to be, and this is, I mean, this is a powerful clearing energy, right? This is a powerful, and a lot of people have been experiencing a very deep purge as we've been moving through this gateway of energy. I know a lot of people who have gotten very physically ill. Some of them, it seems like they're just hit with thing after thing after thing. And it's because we are purging that darkness. We're purging. And by darkness, I don't necessarily mean bad. Let's switch out the word darkness for the word density. We've been purging that density so that we are a better vibrational match to the energy that we have aligned ourselves with. It's like we set our sights on something and then we have to release everything that prevents us from connecting to that vibration and that vision for ourselves, that vision for our lives, that timeline that we're desiring to align with. And so for some people, oh, this is interesting. Some people are going to be getting a glimpse or a deeper understanding of where you have been reliving past trauma and not even realizing that you were doing it. So these are karmic cycles. And this is the biggest thing that we need to clear in order to be able to ascend, because the wheel of karma is what keeps us tethered to the third dimension. So we need to release this karma in order. And karma is not, it's, a lot of people think of karma as like a punishment, right? Like I did something, so now I have to suffer for it or something like that. That's not what karma is. Karma is lessons. Karma is experiences. Karma is the habits, the belief systems, all of this stuff, all of our experiences and the traumas and everything that we've experienced and the patterns that get created. And so it's just releasing those patterns. Gaining the wisdom, gaining the knowledge and the understanding through taking complete accountability for our own part in every situation, releasing blame, releasing judgment, and simply gaining the wisdom from that experience and then applying that moving forward. Because like we always say on here, wisdom is applied knowledge. So some of us are really going to be getting a glimpse into what these cycles in our lives, what do those connect to? What is that past trauma? How are we still reliving it? For some people, it's like you thought that you would move beyond this, but then you realize that you're just reliving it in a different way now. And that's because there's still another aspect of that karma that wants to be cleared. Clear. Also, I think we're conjunct the galactic center. Ooh, Carrie, thank you. We probably are, because we're moving toward the final degrees here of Sagittarius, and the galactic center is at 27. So we are most likely moving into conjunction range with the galactic center right now. We've also have Neptune squaring the galactic center for quite some time in those final degrees of Pisces, which is helping us to unwind those final lessons. Through those final degrees around those Piscean themes and energies. This is escapism, this is addiction, this is powerlessness, victimization. And these are a lot of people end up stuck in. So it's releasing that role of the victim, releasing that identity as the victim, or anything else. It could be absolutely anything else. So that's really powerful. That Pisces, that Neptune in those final degrees of Pisces, his home sign, of course, has been squaring the galactic center. And that's the only thing I don't like about doing the live streams on my phone. I just need to for quality purposes and also for connection purposes. It's like no matter what I do in my office, my internet connection sucks. It's crazy. Like I have a router sitting right across from me and it's not working. So, but it's fine. It's fine. So I still use my phone, but I would check the chart otherwise. I'm not sure if Neptune is currently at 28 or 27 degrees. So it could be an exact square or it's still 1 square off. Or 1 degree off of that exact square, but we're feeling that. And now the sun's coming into conjunction. So that means the sun is will be squaring Neptune as well when it gets to that point. And Neptune, we're going to have a really interesting 2025 because the Aries energy and Pisces energy are 2 huge themes. We have that North Node in Pisces. We have Neptune moving into Aries, but then retrograding back into Pisces. We have Saturn moving into Aries and retrograding back into Pisces. There's just a lot with this clearing out of these energies. And I really feel a big part of it as that stepping out of victimhood and into that energy of that Aries energy of self-assurance, that energy of confidence, that energy of just you know what that Aries energy feels like. So it's like taking ownership and really owning our journey, owning our energy, owning our spiritual gifts too. Like it's going to be really powerful, closing out those Pisces energies and stepping into those Aries energies in a big, big way. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not really, unfortunately, moving it isn't really an option at this point, unfortunately. Yeah, the way December is ending, you could. Oh yeah, 2025 is about to be a ride. You are 110% accurate there, and then it's gonna keep escalating from there. But honestly, I think it's going to be in the best ways, depending on how we are capitalizing on this energy, because that's what it's always about, right? Like, are we taking full advantage of this? Are we taking ownership of our energy? That's what this moving into Aries, this is all about. Are we taking responsibility and ownership for our energy? Are we doing the work? One thing that I've also been called as I've been unwinding these belief systems is to begin working with affirmations again. I think I was sharing this. It might have been in the Sagittarius sneak peek video that I just did. But I was sharing how I, like when I have a little bit of downtime and my mind starts wanting to wander, I just start doing affirmations. And I do them when I'm doing autopilot activities or when I'm falling asleep at night, especially because that's when I have more access to that theta brainwave, which is the brainwave of the subconscious. So I start speaking into existence with my I am statements, right? And a lot of mine are around abundance. A lot of them are around happiness and fulfillment and joy. So really work with that energy as well and empower. It's all about empowering ourselves. Yeah. Pisces and Aries are definitely interesting energies, right? But any of the energies can complement each other. When we learn how to draw from them, what it is that is going to support us, right? Because we have aspects of all of these different energies in our charts. Somewhere in some house in our chart, even if we don't have planets there, we have every part of the signs, all of the signs, just like all of the planets, they're different aspects of our psyche, they're different aspects of our experience. So what happens the year after quantum leap year? Go figure. Exactly, D. The year after quantum leap year is when we have quantum leaped, and now we're adjusting, we're recalibrating. And that's a lot of what I was feeling this 12-12 gateway about, was that recalibration process. And for anyone who's not aware, who's watching this and did not watch the last live stream we did on the 12-12 portal, go ahead and check that out. It was the 12-12 portal and the full moon. I think we did the full moon video as well. Ooh, I love this. We got the sunflower coming out, and see the moon there too. And this is feeling, even though it's a full moon in this picture, I'm feeling that energy of the black moon, that new moon in Capricorn that we're coming up to as well. But this is the energy of generosity. It's also the energy of receiving. Spirit's saying, do whatever you need to do to get yourself into the energy where you are open to receiving. And of course, this means working through those belief systems and releasing those belief systems that tell us that we're unworthy, right? That tell us that we're not safe, that tell us that the universe does not support us. That's one of my favorite affirmations. My world is always taking care of me. The entire universe is conspiring to bring me all that I desire in my deepest and truest heart of hearts. Actually, that's a new one that I just came out with. Have fun with it, creating these, right? All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles here. So for some people, we're really being called to be more generous in our daily lives as well. What are we holding too tightly onto? And of course, this could be a belief system. It could be like some attachment to our 3D reality. It could also literally have to do with money, holding on too tightly to money. Oh, Annika, that's so sweet. Oh, thank you. Annika just gifted 5 memberships. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. See, talking about that energy of generosity, right? This is what we're talking about right here. That's beautiful. That's exactly what it is. And this is perfect around the holiday season, right? And like, it's an interesting juxtaposition, and it's understanding what true generosity is too, right? It's when it comes from the heart, and it doesn't have to be money. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Generosity is connecting my heart to yours. Generosity is, I have the bandwidth to hold space for you, right? You need something and I have it, whether it's my time, whether it's a skill that I have. How can I improve your life, your experience through a heart-centered action? Whatever that is. A smile is generosity. Holding the door for somebody is generosity. Helping somebody carry groceries out to their car is generosity. I had an experience of that. It's when I first started taking my son out grocery shopping with me, I really struggled with it. I had a really hard time, like just general simple tasks, you guys, like they were a lot for me in the beginning and even up until like the last like 8 months or something like that. And so I remember there was one day and I had taken him grocery shopping and I had 2 carts full of groceries. And I'm trying to push both of them. I'm trying to push one and pull the other one behind me. And I'm like struggling through the parking lot. And this woman saw me struggling and she came over and she was like, do you need some help? And she grabbed one of the carts and she helped me get it to my car and she helped me load up my groceries. And I was so grateful because in that moment, I was so overwhelmed. Like, I think he'd been having a difficult time in the grocery store. He's usually pretty good, but it was a rough day for both of us. And I was like super stressed. And it was just like that little act completely transformed the energy of my day. So it can be something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be generosity. It doesn't have to be like, I'm going to give you my last $5 and then I'm going to go hungry. You know what I mean? It's, you know, being a Virgo moon, I'm very much of the energy of like teach a man to fish kind of thing. You know what I mean? So sometimes my generosity looks like that. How can I help you to help yourself? You know what I mean? But it's like, however it is, like having that generosity of spirit, not holding on too tightly to anything. You know what I mean? I think... Oh, the AI chose randomly. So I think those were all given away. But the base membership is only $2.99 a month, you guys. So if anybody wants to join, it's $2.99 for the basic membership. And that has that, what did I have? I had to write it down. That's where you get, we're going to do, sometimes we'll do the sub only chats, mostly when we need to. I don't want to like go crazy with that because I know people love being able to connect with each other. I don't want to limit who's able to talk and connect unless we're getting like one of those crazy days with the AI and shit where like we really fucking need to. But this has been, since I've been setting those better boundaries and like energetic boundaries, and that's a great lesson in shielding and intention and just being really strong with that. It's gotten a lot better. And also since I took the actions, right? These are all lessons, and like this can be applied to any area of life, to get the mods and have these beautiful people on here who can be of assistance in that way. It's gotten a lot better. So we'll do those from time to time. It's also going to be like the early releases of videos. So you'll get access to the videos. Usually I like to have the videos on for at least a day or so before they get released. So you'll be able to watch those before they're released to everybody else. So that's in the base membership and all the fun. When it gets a little bigger, I'll get to add more custom emojis, but I had a lot of fun choosing like what they were going to be. So there's like a split earth where you can see like the 3D, 5D split. That's like one of them. And then there's like the DNA activation. And I don't know, there's a couple other ones that I chose to kind of get us started for that. So it's fun. It's just something to kind of play around with, you know? And then of course the perks go up from there in the different, there's 3 different levels. But that first one's only $2.99. So some people, you can also, if there is somebody who has wanted to support the channel and they haven't known how to do it, that's a simple way to just support the channel as well. Yeah. So moving on from there and back into this. Yeah. It's just like anything that we're holding on too tightly to. So this goes beyond that energy of generosity, and it also just goes into that energy of like not holding on too tightly to an old version of ourselves, a story, right? We get so addicted to the stories that tell us who we are, right? I am Kassia, and I was an addict for 10 years, and I was this and I was that, and I've been through this, and so I am this way. Like we paint ourselves into a very narrow box when we do that. And so it's about opening that up. It's about sacrificing or releasing the aspects of us and the things that we're attached to that tether us to a certain timeline, because that's going to slow the process, and we're going to pull ourselves back into a lower timeline by doing that. And we don't want to do that. And this is, this was actually a quote that I think I saw on Facebook that I shared the other day. And it was something like, when we're letting something go, we focus so much on what we're giving up, when what we need to be focusing on is what we're going to gain. Because that's what it is, right? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is what I'm giving up worth holding on to compared to what I stand to gain? And sometimes we don't even know what we're going to gain, right? And that's where we just have to trust the universe, and we just have to say, I don't know what I'm going to gain from this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to trust that whatever is coming is going to be more fulfilling and more in alignment than what I had that I was so afraid to let go of before. Oh, thank you, Madam Chakra. Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. I'll keep it, I think. Actually, the fun thing about my name is that for some reason, a lot of people can't fully grasp how to pronounce it. So people like talking about, didn't we say, we were talking about, was it Yeshua has many names or something like that? I feel like I have many names too, because all these different, like my coworkers call me one thing, my family and friends call me one thing, some other people call me a different, it's like all pronouncing it slightly different. So it's just super funny to see. It's actually the original pronunciation of it is Kassia, which I really like as well. I think that's really beautiful. But it has its own, my parents decided to pronounce it differently, so it has its own little ring to it. It's fun. I enjoy it. But it's also just a name. I have I guess more appreciation for names now. I used to have zero attachment to it. I didn't really care how people pronounce it or how they said it or anything. I did care how they spelled it though. Very much about the K. There's something about that energy of the K. But other than that, like I was just like very detached in the sense of like, for most of my life, I've understood that this is a temporary experience that I'm having. So I was very unattached to like the idea of biological family. I mean, I love you, Mom. My mom watches my live stream sometimes, so I love you so much. I don't mean it necessarily in that way, but like of the names, of all of this stuff, because it's just like, these are all temporary. This is like my avatar, right? But I'm getting a deeper respect for all of that now. Like a name has a vibration, it has a frequency. And you'll see, you guys, let me know if you've noticed this. I'm sure you have, how like people who share a name tend to have certain characteristics in common. Right? So there is like an energy to it. And of course, all names have meanings. And when you speak anything out loud, there's a frequency that is created as it moves, you know, as it exits your throat chakra and it becomes sound. Sound and frequency are very powerful. So there is a lot of power in a name. And we all have our soul names as well. And those soul names hold an incredible amount of power. And when we learn our soul name, it can actually help us to tap into different aspects of who we are. But it's about knowing that, like, we don't want to be too attached to that. It's just another extension or energy of who we are. I've also had a lot more respect, I guess, for biology, in the sense of like understanding the ancestral line that we incarnated into, why we incarnated into it. Yes, it's so we can have our own soul lessons and growth, but it's also so we can help clear some of these karmic cycles, not only for ourselves, but for our families of origin as well. And we're connected to all of that ancestry. So it's a lot of the things that I kind of brushed aside at certain parts of my life, I found more of a respect for and a deeper understanding of. Oh, interesting. Anyone else having connection issues? I love Organic Oracle, D. I love that. Oh, I love that Shelly Bean. No, that's nowhere near your name. Yeah. All right, let's see. Anything else? What else does Spirit want us to know? Spirit wants us to pull from the Activation Oracle. But we have the Wheel of Fortune as our last tarot card out. So I love this energy for us. This is a lucky twist of fate. See the rainbow here? That always reminds me of the Rainbow Bridge of Ascension, the rainbow light body. And I don't think it's any mistake that we were seeing so many rainbows. I mean, they're probably still out there. There's not a whole lot of sunshine this time of year where I live, so I'm not seeing as many. I'm also not outside nearly as much as I was during the summer when the rainbows were literally everywhere. You saw them coming off the sun, right? Like the sun was just creating these rainbows all through the sky. It was incredible with no rain whatsoever. So that's the Rainbow Bridge. That was that reminder to us that we are crossing this Rainbow Bridge. We are in this process of our rainbow light bodies activating and all of this beauty. And so this is the doorway. That's the doorway toward that new timeline, toward that new reality. Notice how everything's sort of brown and dull out here. It looks like there's storm clouds, and how blue the sky is through this door. This is what you're giving up so that you can, this is what you're getting. This is reminding me of like, oh, this is just our generation and our world today, right? I always feel so corny when I talk about memes. But there was a meme and it showed like this child holding on to this tiny teddy bear, like clinging onto it. And how like God actually had a massive teddy bear, way bigger than the one that the child had that he was trying to give to him. But he wouldn't let go of the one that he had. And that's sort of like the energy here. All right, let's see. Let's grab a couple activation cards here. And for everyone who's interested, this is the deck, the Oracle deck. It's awesome. Tarot deck too. All right, let's get some energy for this 12/21 gateway and this rest of December here. Yeah, I'm mapping out all of the information because I wanna do sort of a sneak peek of the astrology for 2025. It's insane, you guys. It is the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray. Yeah, it's a great one, Annika. What activations are we receiving? What does Spirit want us to know? And it was so cool. I don't know how many of you are Geminis. Oh, this is the cover picture here, third eye activation. In the Gemini reading that I did, that was one that I was just really called to do as well. So Gemini and Sagittarius, you've gotten, you know, I probably have to hold out on the Gemini end of year video and get some more signs in there. But I was really drawn to do that Gemini reading too. It was right around the Gemini full moon. So honestly, even if you're not a Gemini, that last Gemini reading that I did might be worth looking into, because I felt like I was tapping into the full moon energies of that Gemini full moon too. And why was I talking about that? Oh, because I was reminded of the Hathor card came out, the Hathors. And I was reminded of when I went to Egypt and I went to the temple in Dendera, which is the temple of Hathor, which was the most powerful experience that I had when I was there. And I had suggested to go back in the community tab and look at the pictures that I had uploaded for everyone, because I uploaded pictures of the room where I received my first activation there. And I felt like there were activations wanting to come through those photos for people. So my friend Tom, I don't know if Tommy's on here anymore, went back and looked, and then he messaged me and he said, you were there on 12/12. And I had done that reading, or that video came out on 12/12, I think. So on that day, I was thinking of that. That was the day back in 2021 that I had been there at that temple. So I thought that was pretty cool. You had a dream about Hathor a while back. Yeah, Hathor is powerful. They call her the Star Mother, and she looks like an alien. Like if you look at the drawings of her, she looks very extraterrestrial. That's kind of why they call her the Star Mother. She's really powerful. She's sort of another emanation similar to Isis type energy, another divine mother emanation. She's also the goddess of creativity and art and music, and kind of to a level debauchery, but in a good-natured sort of way. So we have that, all those pleasurable activities, right? I guess you could say. So we have the third eye activation, the cow. She's represented by the cow too. I feel like for some reason I wanted to say that for somebody. So these are those powerful psychic activations coming through, those gifts that we're downloading right now that are opening back up for us. It's as our DNA is unlocking, these gifts and abilities are unlocking as well. And then, so this is why I was saying, right, this energy of how people are going to begin getting downloads of specific ways that they can work with their own energy to begin unwinding and healing. And I think it's really funny that I was talking about how I've been working with the Akashic Records, and the Akashic Records card is on the bottom of the deck with karmic board clearing under that. So it's kind of like the energy right now is the faster, and like not to put pressure or anything like that, but the faster we can clear our karma, which also includes these belief systems, these traumas, all of that, it's all wound into our karma, right? The quicker we can clear that, the more rapidly we're going to be manifesting and creating in 2025 and beyond. The ability to do that is going to be so incredibly powerful. If our vibration is in an aligned place to be able to do that, it's going to be like rapid fire is what I'm feeling. I went to Egypt back in 2021. I was there actually for the 12/12/12/21 gateway. So like I said, I was in the Hathor temple on 12/12. And I was there until 12/21, 12/21/21. And that was the major 12/20, 12/21/20, 12/21/21. Those were the first major bifurcation points since 2012. And that was in the Ethiopian calendar. 2020, 2021 was 2012 in the Ethiopian calendar. It's about 7 years behind the Gregorian calendar. So yeah, it was powerful. It was really, really powerful. Yeah. Oh, I love that. So connecting to Hathor to help with your artistic abilities and to get into that artistic flow, she can absolutely unlock that for you and connect you to help you to connect to your star origins as well, I'm feeling. Yeah. In 21/12, and now it's 12/21 portal. Yeah. I'll check you out. Oh, nice. Yes, I love it. Everyone connect and support each other in all the beautiful things that you do. Yeah, if anybody, and I always say this, I haven't said it in a while. If anybody has like social media links, if you have links to artistic things that you do, feel free to share that stuff with each other in the comments and different things like that. Also in the Facebook group. Like, I love us all being able to support each other and lift each other up in everything that we're doing and share our beauty and our wisdom. Anyone who has a YouTube channel, I always try to follow everyone and give shout outs for that. So if you have any of those things, like definitely share that with us. Beautiful. The Madam Chakra. That's easy enough to remember, Madam Chakra on Instagram. So yeah, this is like when we clear this karma, especially when, like what I'm learning to do right now, working on it in the Akashic records, in the Akashic records, and that had like a throwback to Aquarian energy there, right? Akashic on the quantum field, because the Akashic records exist on many different planes. The quantum field is when you have access to all possibilities, all timelines, all potentials, and you can literally heal yourself within the energy of that and unwind the karma as you're viewing it, through feeling it, releasing it, forgiving, owning your energy. It's really, really powerful. So this is where we get a chance to rewrite our story, to rewrite our energy and our energy signature and lift it up to a higher vibration. And yeah, once I complete my studies with this, I'm going to be offering those for sessions as well to assist people in doing that. And I'll definitely let you guys know when I am offering that. Yeah. All right. We'll see you in a minute, Dee. But just know that you're doing this all the time. When you make a choice that's more in alignment with the truth of who you are, that's more in alignment with your heart, that is, you're in that process of clearing that karma and rewriting your records, so to speak, because the records are a living thing. They're a living energy. They're constantly reorganizing and changing to accommodate the shifts and the changes and the choices that we make. I love that, Wildorama. I am, I'm going to call you Wild, unless you have a first name you'd like me to call you. I love that. I'm a writer too. I don't know what my first book is going to be. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm starting to get some glimpses. I'm pretty excited about sort of where that's leading. That's honestly like, so like my first dream is, of course, to really just be able to do this full time with you guys, right? That's my first dream. And then, of course, to host these retreats around the world and stuff like that, and to create the physical community. But then my next dream, like when I get to a certain point, is just to be able to just write. That's what my partner said he saw me doing eventually. He was like, I see you just writing, just sitting in your office, writing your books. And I was like, I mean, that's what I always thought I would be doing by this point. That's what everybody thought that I would be doing. But, you know, I had to gain the experience. I had to gain the wisdom first, right? I love wild too. I mean, I just love, that's a beautiful energy to that, right? Because that's what we all want. When I hear the word wild, I think of free. And that's what this channel is all about. That's what I'm all about. That's what we're all about, really, right? It's about freedom, setting ourselves free. That's it. Setting ourselves free from the limitations that we've placed upon ourselves, that society has placed upon ourselves. Setting like that energy of freedom and liberation. That's what this journey is all about, in my personal opinion. It's about reclaiming that wildness. Annika, don't play around, man. Like I said, there's no warnings or anything on here. It's just like, if the energy is feeling off, then we just, you know, that's it. That's it. And if anybody has truly pure intentions and you do get silenced or timed out, then of course we apologize for that. But like, we gotta keep it moving on here. You know, like, we're all here to lift our vibration. We're all here. We're not here to argue. We're not here to just like get pulled into all of that. I don't necessarily always like using the word low vibrational, but essentially, yeah, like it pull down those rabbit holes, right? So we have the Earth Star activation. So I love this, the third eye and the Earth Star. So we're grounding in, and we're also we're in. And it's really important, this Earth Star, because this is also what helps connect us to the planet and feed us into that beautiful life force energy of the planet herself. really helping ground and anchor us. And this is Isis energy. So we're having a lot of that Egyptian energy and flare coming through here. Yeah. I know. We're getting it down on here. We're getting it down where it's, you know, it's all an evolution. It's all a process. Yeah. Annika knows. That's the thing too, is, you know, when you're tapped in, you can read somebody's intentions, their energy, their frequency. And that's what we're all learning to do. That's discernment. And that energy is going to be more and more important as we continue moving forward. Like I said, also, this is related but not related. That energy that I was feeling, especially as Neptune moves into Aries, where it's like the false light teachings and teachers are going to be exposed. And all those people who put themselves up on pedestals who are actually infringed upon and sort of, because there's all kinds of traps as we awaken, right? All kinds of false light teachers, some of whom don't even know that they're teaching false light, right? Some of who definitely do. And those are especially the ones I see kind of like being taken down in a sense, like being exposed, the true intentions being exposed. And for some people, it's not even like a, I know it sounds like I don't know what it sounds like, but it's not like a malevolent thing. It's also like for some people, it's going to be like the reality check that's needed to be like, oh, I have fallen into my ego. I have put myself up on a pedestal or let other people put me so high up on a pedestal. And like, I needed to be brought back to earth, right? I needed to be reminded of why I'm really here, what I'm really meant to be doing, and the responsibility that I have, because that's the thing. And that's what I think a lot of us are doing and learning on this channel. Because like I said, like many people on this channel and other channels like this, like we are the future new earth teachers and guides, right? And so it's that integrity check. It's that balanced energy. It's that understanding of the importance of how we wield our power, how we use our power, how we use our influence, right? There's a responsibility that comes with that. And so it's developing and learning and growing the way that we need to, so that when we come into that energy, when people are looking to us for guidance, we are grounded and anchored in our hearts, in our truth. And we are like utilizing that influence responsibly. If that makes any sense, that's going to be for some specific people here who are really feeling that they're being called as teachers and guides, right? There's a great responsibility with that. With great power comes great responsibility. And this is what we've all been learning as well as we've been incrementally stepping into our spiritual power. Annika, I love you. Annika's feeling feisty today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of really famous spiritual people. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think some of them recognize what they're doing and some of them don't. You know, it's so easy, especially when you don't believe in certain things, right? When you don't believe in protecting your energy, when you don't believe in, shielding your energy in sacred space and some of these things, it's really easy to gain infringements and to be completely unconscious of that energy. And then what they do is they feed these people a lot of spiritual truth. And then you know how false light works. It's 99% truth, 1% lies. And those lies slip under the radar because everyone's resonating with all the truth that they're hearing. All right. And they feed this through these people and they have no idea what's going on. And like I said, some of them really do know. And like that, there's going to be a real sort of, speaking of Jesus earlier, come to Jesus moment around that, because that type of deception is not allowed in this new energy that we're stepping into. All right. We have Pluto right now in those early degrees of Aquarius squaring the Shapley attractor. The Shapley attractor is located at 2 degrees of Scorpio. It is the most powerful known point in space. This is the supercluster and the black hole, if you use that words, that all other black holes and all other superclusters rotate around. This is, like, as far as we can know, the truest access point to God's source energy within this universe. All right. And that energy and Scorpio, that is a Plutonic energy, right? So Pluto squaring that point, this is bringing out all the truth. This is all, everything being exposed. This is where the true intentions are being revealed. And so we want to continue to check ourselves, make sure, where do my intentions lie, right? Where are my motivations lying? And if they're not lying in service, if they're not lying in the collective good, then it's just a moment to re-examine that. Because as like we said, remember, it was perfect that somebody asked at the beginning of this live stream, do I think I'm a good person, right? There's no good or bad necessarily. It's just like, where have I fallen off course and how can I course correct, right? Where have I fallen into these ego traps and how can I pull myself out of that? And simply knowing, what was I do? Oh, that's weird. That came in and it went out again. It's just having that awareness. It's important to constantly have that awareness because the ego and that energy creeps in all over the place. Oh, you need to hear the no infringement statement, Dennis? All right. So I do not consent to any type of infringement upon any aspect of my being in this or any other time, space, dimension, or multidimensional reality. I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. Period. End of story. Yeah, exactly, Carrie. So this is like a whole new dimension and a whole new experience of power that we're coming into, right? We've been running in that paradigm of power over. We're moving into this paradigm of power with, and that is the age of Aquarius energies as well. And it's a shift, and it's going to take some time, right? And there's going to be a learning curve. This is what Pluto and Aquarius is teaching us in these early degrees here and throughout this journey. But the important thing to remember is we're all in this together. As long as we are all willing to learn and grow, to check ourselves and allow ourselves to be checked when we need to be checked, and to consistently come back to our hearts over and over and over again. Yeah, Wild said keeping it real with yourself. Abso-fucking-lutely. You know, and sometimes that can be uncomfortable, right? That's where we hide from the shadow, right? We don't want to be honest with ourselves when we might have intentions that are based more on ego. And like I said, it's okay that we do. We are spiritual beings having a human experience that involves having an ego, right? We need that less and less as we continue to move up through the dimensions, if for lack of a better word. I don't even necessarily like to say move up through the dimensions, but you know what I mean. As we continue to move up in our vibration, our consciousness, we need that less and less. It's very necessary in some ways. Even today, the ego is necessary, right? The ego is that fierceness within us, that part of us, that shadow part of ourselves that is willing to stand up, to stand against something that we know is, and I guess I can't say isn't right, but goes against the divine laws of the universe, right? Is not based in the heart. It is that energy, that energy of protectiveness. It's that fire that gets lit, right? When we hear of a child being abused or something truly horrendous happening, right? And we stand up against that. That is like, that energy is absolutely necessary. We have to know how to balance it. And we have to be able to recognize when it's moving into a self-serving territory. Because remember, service to self is not bad. There are different levels of service to self. The service to self that is only about the self and has no conceptualization or appreciation for the rest of the collective and the fact that we are all interconnected and intertwined, that is where service to self is negative, right? When it's only about self-interest, right? Fuck everybody else, that kind of an energy. But when it is service to self in the way of healing the self, nurturing the self, understanding that I give my overflow to the world, but I must fill my cup first. That was, I'm going to pull out another Glenism here. I fill my cup to overflowing and I share the excess with the world. That kind of service to self, that is incredibly important, because if we can't be giving what we don't have, and if we're constantly giving for, like when we are full within our being, when we are nurturing ourselves, that lifts our vibration, and that act in and of itself is incredibly powerful. And I think Spirit wants to close with just this reminder to everyone of how powerful that is, right? That energy. And hello, Solomon, welcome, brother. That energy of like doing your own healing work, being that light in the world in your own individual life. That is so incredibly powerful. Yeah. That's really all we need to do. Everything else is just icing on the cake. You make a difference. You make a much bigger difference than you know. And if nobody else told you today, I love you infinitely. All right, so we are getting ready to wrap up this live stream now. Clear. I don't think that we have, let's see. Yeah, I don't think we have any. I think the memberships were gifted today, that Annika gifted today. Those were the probably the entry level memberships. So I don't think we have anyone for the members only live stream continuation today. So we're just going to kind of connect in here for another moment. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone did sign up for the medium tier membership, let me look at what these buttons are that I have now. Highlight, save to your channel. Oh, I don't know what that is. I just hit something. I have these new controls on here now, so I'm going to I'm going to play with these for a second and see what they are at the end here. What is this? Oh, okay. That was the beautify button. Okay. That is a mic. So what? I think that mutes me. All right. So those have nothing to do with the. Okay. No, I don't know. I'll have to learn how to do these things. Start a poll, start a Q&A. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. See, we're all learning here together. Yeah. So I'm going to have to figure out. Okay. That's the highlight. It keeps telling me I'm doing something. Like we said, technologically challenged, but that's okay. That's all right, D. The membership isn't like, I shouldn't, obviously, like I want anyone to join who feels called to join, but it's not going to detract from anything that we do on this channel. Like this isn't about that. This is about us all coming together and connecting. It's just another level of offerings that I've been guided to share. And like I said, it's sort of like it's the beginning stage of the preparation for ultimately what I want to create for all of us. Ooh, I love this. I cut the deck to this card. That's what I'm talking about. I love this deck. This deck, by the way, for those of you who are interested, I think it's called the Tarot for Empaths and Lightworkers or something like that. Look at her. She is on fire. That's the energy of what we're stepping into. Yeah. Exactly. We're always happy to have you here, Dee. Adding your beautiful elfin wisdom. Yeah. Clear. All right. Let's just take a minute closing out this live stream to just connect together. Just share that love and that energy. Remembering that we charge each other up every time we connect. Our energy helps to shift and amplify each other's energy. Oh, absolutely, Michael. As we're all connecting, we just sharing that frequency with that intention to lift each other up. Yeah, absolutely. And it's everything brings up like the next phase of what we're ready to heal, right? And what we're ready to step into. We'll pull a crystal card for Michael. Woo! Yeah, that's something sometime next year. We're going to be starting, there's going to be a Dark Side of the Moon Crystal Emporium as well. Clear. That's going to be separate from this channel, but of course, I will mention it on here. And I'm really looking forward to that. And it'll be fun because where I have my cards now, we're going to have all kinds of crystals. So they're going to be hanging out. I'm looking forward to that. I've been called to work more with crystals and facilitate other people working more with crystals. Yeah, so that's something I'm going to be doing with my partner. We're going to be putting our energies together to manifest and create that. So we'll be doing like I'm probably going to have like an Instagram page, maybe an Etsy, and we'll do like live crystal sales and stuff like that, crystal auctions. I might even start like a crystal club where we all have, people sign up and you get one crystal per month, and we all do a group meditation with our crystals together at the end of the month. I've got some ideas. I really want to put together some healing trinities too, to have available for people, because in this Atlantean liquid crystal oracle that I'm using, they give you different trinities of crystals that you can use for different types of healing. All right, so this is what wants to work with us. We've got a lot of fortifying of the base and the solar plexus here with garnet and pyrite. And pyrite, this is a spark of life. All right, this is a major abundance crystal. It literally looks like gold, right? They call it fool's gold. So it's beautiful, but it is a magnetic. If you're working on abundance, on manifesting, on creating, if you're trying to bring more fun and more of that spark, that excitement, that joy back into your life, then you really want to work with pyrite. And also, of course, to amplify that solar plexus energy. If you're trying, I'm feeling like Spirit saying, like, if you have a project that you've been wanting to get going on, but you haven't had the motivation, pyrite's going to be helpful for that as well. And to give you that more positive outlook on the situation. It's a great stone for optimism, as is citrine. And then garnet, this is for manifestation of purpose. So these two stones together will help you bring your dreams and desires to fruition, help you get more clear about your purpose and the steps to get there. And even more importantly, they're going to help you, like I said, have that optimism where it begins to feel more possible for you, right? Where it's not like some, oh, this would be a great ideal to strive for one day, but that's not really for me, or I'm not really ready, or whatever. Like it'll help get rid of some of that self-talk. We also have amber on the bottom of the deck. So we got a lot of these lower 3 chakra stones here. Amber is laughter. So this is also bringing that joy. Amber also helps to bring connection to the natural world, as it's that, if anyone's ever felt amber, it's very, very light, right? It has that kind of, what's the texture? What's the word that I'm looking for here? It doesn't even feel real, right? Because it's so light and it has that, Michael, help me out here. How would you describe the texture or the feeling of amber? Like soapy almost, I guess you might say. And I do, my friend, of course, as soon as I decided we were going to do these regular live streams, like the schedule that I typically have, like completely fell apart for the holidays. So we can thank one of my beautiful friends for stepping in and hanging out with my son so that we could do this, but she's going to have to go in a few minutes. So we're going to delve into this a little bit here. I'm really feeling called to talk about, well, we'll see which one I stumble upon first as I attempt to remember the alphabet. Here we go, garnet. And take in the symbology. There's light language on these cards. You can feel the vibration of this crystal through this card. And what are we going to talk about here? Do we want to read? Let's see. The energy of this stone gives purpose to all things and has not come into your life to correct, turn around, or heal your current surrounds, but simply to deliver the purpose behind them. Ooh, so this is like, if you're trying to figure out these karmic cycles, if you're trying to figure out why you keep attracting certain people, situations into your life, this crystal can help with that too. He says, Michael says soapy plastic for the texture of amber. Yeah, there we go. But it is real. It's just, that's the way it feels. All right. In life, we all undertake tasks that at the time seem perfect. Then as time progresses, we learn and realize they may not be for us and should be released. Garnet is letting you know there is a reason behind all your choices, and soon it will be known. However, no matter how tough the path, never surrender until you know why you began the journey. For if you turn your back too early, there is a great possibility you will just recreate the same picture with different paints. And that's what we do when we don't complete a lesson or a karmic cycle. We come back and we do it all over again, right? And there's no time for that in this lifetime. We're moving onward and upward. You know what I mean? Let's see. Garnet asks us to filter all that we will do through our hearts, as it is there that the voice of truth echoes in the soul's halls of purpose and manifests our path in the world. Listen to your heart speak, for between the words is hidden the glory of the universe. Ooh. Garnet especially applies to creativity, sexuality, relationships, work, diet, children, and other sacral and base chakra activities. You are about to understand your life at a deeper level. Meditate and find space to see all that you are. And I love this because we've got the root, sacral, solar plexus within these 3 cards here. So it's really, I think Spirit is also giving us a message here to really focus on getting good in those lower chakras. A lot of people focus on the higher chakras and you end up totally disconnected because we have to ground down. We have to root down first. It's so important to have that solid base, that solid foundation. So really working with that energy. And the affirmation for Garnet is, I manifest my purpose with love as my guide. So I love that. And then we also underneath that, just for those who are curious, when you're ready to take it up a notch, we have Iolite here for vision as well. Getting that higher vision. Activating your psychic centers, opening up those doorways of psychic perception and getting those glimpses into your higher timelines and what is available for you there. That is what Iolite, I feel, wants to assist us with at this time. And then real quick, we're going to look at if there's anything else in Pyrite, and then we're going to complete for today. Let's see here. Not finding it, then I guess I shared everything that we needed to share about Pyrite. There we go. The spark of life. Let's see. And so the affirmation for Pyrite is, I am the divine I am. It helps with aiding the DNA RNA repair, as well as treating gout, lung, throat issues, fevers, digestive system. So this is a great stone to also help us with all the DNA upgrades that we're receiving and balancing out our energy. All right, as well as manifestation. It can unite the minds and deliver discipline. Increases, empowers memory, focus, the total life force of a person, anchoring the sun's energy and making one shine with happiness and drive for health on all levels. Pyrite's mental mastery is such that it allows the truth to be seen and recognized, not only in self, but in others and the world in general. The polished mind acts as an impenetrable shield for any darkness or negativity, and even assists with physically dangerous situations, occupations, and illness, making one feel more secure and confident in their own light. Pyrite is thus the perfect remedy for the emotions and common conditions of life force, usually found at the solar plexus chakra, such as depression, anxiety, tiredness, lowered immunity, and vitality. It also helps with channeling, healing, self-communication, bringing understanding to all that is, experienced directly from the soul star. All right, helping to reveal the ancient secrets to those who are ready to receive. If you have decided that you want to make a shift in your life, this beautiful energy that surrounds you will pave a fearless road of joy and happiness. The sun will rise in your heart, offering the vitality that you have requested to change your life. Now, all you must do is use it. Stand in truthful focus and choose your path wisely. The voice of your soul has never been so present. Breathe it into your heart and take action. In Pyrite's embrace, the time is right to do whatever it is that you have put off and hidden in the back of your mind. Play in the shadows of self and release them into the world with love, power, and wisdom. Listen not to the sounds of the world around you, for they are not yours. Hear the inner single sound that you truly are, and the peace, love, and oneness of the universe will be born from your confident spark. Remember, the only thing to fear in the universe is your own mind out of control. It creates your perception and eventually your entire world, your reality. Be free now. Choose life. Boom. What a perfect way to end this live stream. That was powerful. I used to have some pyrite and I lost it. So I'm definitely going to get some more. And maybe that'll be one of the first stones if we do the Crystal Club. I'm really feeling called to the energy of that. I mean, we'll see what the energies are requiring then, of course. But I love you all so much. Thank you for being with me today. Yeah, the garnet combined with the pyrite, I think, is going to give some great insight into that. Yeah. All right, you all. I appreciate you so much. The crystals mentioned were pyrite. What else was it? It was pyrite. You guys help me out here. I just reshuffled them. Pyrite, garnet, and amber. And then iolite as well for that extra vision. Oh yeah, next Wednesday. Thank you, Annika. Next Wednesday is Christmas. So we will be skipping that live stream and then we'll be restarting the week after. All right, so if you celebrate, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you want to call it. Stay in that energy of gratitude, that energy of giving and receiving and generosity of spirit. And I will talk to you all very, very soon. Mwah.